What if all the ocean suddenly disappeared? Imagine waking up one morning, stretching your arms, stepping outside, and realizing something feels off. The air is dry, too dry, the sky looks strangely pale, and then you hear it: breaking news. Every single ocean on Earth, gone. Just like that, vanished. Poof. First, let's state the obvious. Earth without oceans is like a pizza without cheese. Technically still pizza, but absolutely ruined. Oceans cover about 71% of our planet's surface and hold around 97% of all the water on Earth. So if they disappeared instantly, you'd better sit down. Things are going to get wild. Let's start with the coastlines. Every beach, every bay, every seafront city suddenly finds itself staring at a vast, cracked desert where water once danced. Imagine the Grand Canyon, but salty, muddy, and filled with shipwrecks. If you live near the ocean, congratulations. Now you live near the biggest, driest hole on the planet. And it gets worse, way worse. Oceans are not just big bathtubs for whales and submarines, they're gigantic thermal regulators. They absorb sunlight, move heat around the planet, and keep temperatures stable. Without them, the Earth would experience insane climate swings. Deserts would get even hotter. Cold regions would freeze harder. Some areas would swing from boiling hot to freezing cold in a single day. You'd go to sleep sweating and wake up frozen. Oh, and forget about rain. With no oceans, there's no evaporation. No clouds, no storms. Just a big, dry, crispy planet. Crops would fail, forests would die, rivers would shrink, and humanity would realize something horrible. We were taking the water cycle for granted. You can't grow food if nothing falls from the sky. Now let's talk about the animals. First, say goodbye to whales, dolphins, jellyfish, octopuses, sea turtles, and 90% of all marine life. Even SpongeBob wouldn't survive this. Coral reefs would be left high and dry, looking like ghost towns. Fish stranded on the seafloor would become food for confused seagulls, and those gulls wouldn't last long either. With ocean life gone, the global food chain would collapse like a badly built tower of spaghetti. But what if we could explore the seafloor now, you ask? Well, good luck. The ocean floor isn't exactly friendly. It's dark, unstable, and full of pressure cracks, methane vents, and ancient shipwrecks. Walking there would be like exploring the ruins of Atlantis. Cool in theory, deadly in practice. Plus, the deepest part, the Mariana Trench, is about 11 kilometers deep. If you try hiking down there, don't forget your oxygen, your rope, your will, and maybe a backup life. Now let's get serious. Tectonic chaos. The oceans weigh about 1.4 quintillion tons. That's a lot of weight pressing down on the Earth's crust. If you suddenly remove all that pressure, instantly, you get a geological temper tantrum. Underwater volcanoes, now above ground, earthquakes everywhere. Tsunamis? Ironically, no water left. But massive landslides? Yes. Whole coastlines might collapse. Islands could crumble. Fault lines would twitch like they just drank 5 cups of coffee. And remember the polar ice caps? Without oceans to regulate heat, they'd start melting, or maybe freezing harder depending on where the wind blows. Sea level rise wouldn't matter anymore, but the melting ice would flood the land for a while, until it too evaporated into a sky that no longer makes rain. Okay, let's say we want to fix this. Could we somehow bring the oceans back? Well, no, not unless you've got a cosmic watering can and a few billion years to spare. Oceans formed over eons from volcanic outgassing, icy comets, and planetary chemistry. Replacing them overnight is about as likely as rebuilding the entire internet using sand and wishes. But what if we didn't need oceans anymore? Could humanity adapt? Possibly. We'd need underground reservoirs, artificial rivers, desalination tech, and a whole lot of water recycling. Cities would turn to giant glass domes. Agriculture would move indoors. People might migrate to the polar regions for moisture. And eventually, we'd stop calling Earth the blue planet and start calling it the dusty mistake. Still, life is tough. Humans are adaptable. We've survived ice ages, plagues, and reality TV. Maybe, just maybe, we could learn to live on a dry Earth. But the real lesson is simple. The oceans aren't just a vacation spot or a scary blue mystery. They're our planet's beating heart. Without them, everything falls apart, literally and scientifically. So next time you walk on the beach or watch waves crashing or hear seagulls scream at your sandwich, take a moment to thank the oceans. because without them, Earth is just a really sad rock.